actually scratching a ticket. Can I walk out back?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's just I communicate with that.
Not just ghosts. It's not just cryptozoology or aliens. It's all of it.
And what are we doing today, Matt?
Almost like Chewbacca. Like, you guys want to do a little beatbox live? Hey, what's happening, everybody? Oh, you're looking up and you're going, oh, my goodness. There's somebody else on Banter. I got Drew Babineau as my co-host tonight. Woohoo! Welcome to the show, Mr. Drew.
What's up, man? It's been a little bit, but I'm back.
It's been a little bit. Listen, man, Drew's got a little bit of time. I snagged him for about a good 45, and then I'm going to kick his ass out. But I wanted him to come in and hang out with us and do some co-hosting. See, I told you guys I had surprises, and this co-host thing is right up my alley, man. Where's everybody going to find you, Drew? Tell everybody where they can find your beautiful photography at.
At the Haunted Raven Photography.
That's right.
Facebook, Instagram. If you go on to my TikTok, there's times along with the videos that I show, I also showcase some of my photos on there, some before and after shots, things like that. So
absolutely kick-ass work, man. Goes in a lot of these haunted places by himself and hangs out. And I was like, oh, you know what? And I just told them my theory of my thinking. See, my very first Bigfoot with a fan was Wojo, right? Well, he was my very first co-host in my Cryptid shows. Well, this was my very first guest on my Paranormal podcast on Saturday nights, and that will never change. So I wanted to make sure he was my first co-host on my Paranormal shows. Now, we might not do the co-hosting things for a long time. I have no idea how long I'm going to do it for. It depends on when the others tell me to stop doing it. You know those others are. You know what I mean? It depends on when you take your meds and all. But thank you and welcome to the Get Haunted Network, the paranormal platform. We have a community here. You understand? So we are Get Haunted, and we do kick some ass, and we have a lot of great people here. And one of the kick-ass people I got tonight, and I'm going to bring her right up because I want Drew to get in here and try his hand at co-hosting. So, you're gonna like I'll ask a question, you'll do a little dance or something, and then come back in. You know what I mean? Woo, woo, you know what I mean? So it'll be a lot of fun. But we're gonna bring her right in and say hello to everybody on the side while she's here. And this is an amazing person. She's part of the Get Haunted Network. She's not only just part of it, man. She helps all of us, man. She broadcasts our stuff. She shares our stuff. She's always in different rooms and saying hello at all the different podcasts that are going on, man. She's here, man. I'm glad to have her here. And I just wanted to kind of chill and chill out and have a good time hanging out with Richie B and now my boy Drew, right? Before I kick Drew out, so we better get her in here, right? And then we'll say hi to everybody on the side while she's in the room. Does that sound like a plan, co-host?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Well, you guys all heard the co-host. We got to do what he says. So that's part of the rules. That's them damn rules, man. And everybody, please welcome to my studio, Miss Courtney Peterson. Big round of applause. I can hear it all. Everybody's like,
hello, everyone.
Hey, Courtney. Hey, girl. You should be like, hey, girl, hey. Welcome to Banter with Richie B. How are you?
I am well.
You are?
Yes.
What is the definition of well?
I'm in between. I'm better than fine. I'm pretty good.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm nervous as all hell, and
oh yeah,
I'm well.
Yeah, you know what's funny is when I said, I shared with you when I came on one of these the first time I had a microphone in front of my face. You think it was just all fun and games because of my big childish personality, and I locked up. I'm like, okay, what do I ask? What do I say now? How do I do an interview? I had no freaking idea. And then when somebody was in front of me, it was like, it just flows. You know what I mean? It just absolutely flows, So I got my co-host here for a little while, Drew Babineau from the Haunted Raven Photography. and I want you to check it out. His stuff, Courtney, his work that he does. And Courtney is from where? Tell everybody where you're from, Courtney.
Trinity Paranormal Investigations of Long Island, and that's in New York.
Could you say Long Island for me, please?
Long Island.
No, Long.
Long Island.
Because they do it all the time. I'm like, what is wrong? Why is the G so pronounced in Long Island?
Long Island.
I mean, I'm from Boston. We don't pronounce our R's at all. You know what I mean? I park my car in the Harvard yard, but I don't go Long.
Long Island.
So listen, let's say hi to the side real quick now that I got my crew here. Look now, check this out right here. Who's that? Is that Dom or is that Kath or one of this crew? This is United Kingdom Spirit Seekers. I jumped into one of their TikTok lives last week, and of course we hit it off and had a good old time. I was telling some stories about Bigfoot and stuff, which they don't really have much of over there in UK. You know what I mean? So we want to welcome them all the way from UK, which I believe is right now is approximately 10 or 11 at night, something like that.
Well, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you. And then those are me. And then look at this guy. That's the Stiv Dog. Stiv Dog's here. What's up, Stiv Dog? And then, hey, Richie. Yeah. Is this Dom or Kath or one of them? Or who's the other one that I met the other day? I met a bunch of them, but they're like, it's Richie and Banter B. You know what I mean? Like what? They had like the call. Well, I was like, yo, man, let me in your TikTok live. We'll just exchange accents, basically. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we did. Russ Diver says, "What's up to Drew?"
What's up, Russ? How's it going, man?
Andrew, Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Senior's here, Courtney.
Hello, Big Daddy Andy.
Big Daddy, what's up, Big Daddy?
Where did that come from? Holy hell.
Hey, you mind your business, Drew. You mind your damn business, okay? Hi, Big Daddy. Yes, we do love Courtney. You're right, Bobby Lee. We do love Courtney. Adam Van Kuren, I believe you say that. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Adam.
You know Adam? Do you know Adam?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I ask that occasionally, and sometimes people go, yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, some people, you might not, but yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know of him, not personally, but
I'm glad he's here. This is awesome. I love it. Ian Murphy, what's up, man?
Hi, Ian.
Warner Paranormal Productions. It's Productions, right? At the Warner Paranormal. I always do that. Right here in my neck of the woods, Hotstiff Hall, Rockland, Massachusetts. They got some kick-ass stuff going on over there. Russ Diver says hello to Courtney.
Hi,
Big Daddy says hello. And Scott Wilson says hi, sis.
Hi, brother. Thanks for coming on.
We got a whole
Hello.
thing going on.
All right, so now we know the truth behind the mystery in Liverpool. It is Kath. Hello, Kath.
Hello, Kath.
Everybody say hi to Kath. She's way over in England. It'll take about half hour for that message to get to her. You'll be fine. And this is my boy Claude. What's up, Claude? Claude comes on the shows, asks some great questions, man. He's kick-ass dude. I love his questions that he asks,
Hi, Claude.
Chris Mack's in the house.
What's up, Chris?
It is 10 p.m. at the minute over there in London.
Huh.
Yeah. I know. Preservation. It's the preservation I always mess up on. Jeez, tough crowd. Hi, Mary Newbert. That's my sister. Love you, girl. Thank you, Russ Diver. Ian Murphy, Russ Diver from the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. They do some kick-ass work. Nah, thank you, man. Who's with you? You got everybody with you or what? Let's get to it. Are we aware of the hitchhiker's effect when a spirit follows you home? All right, listen. This is my boy Claude, right? So he comes into the shows, right? I only know him from my show, and he asks some amazing questions. But me and Drew are gonna talk to Courtney a little bit, and then we're gonna start taking some questions, and maybe Courtney can help us out with them, right?
Yep.
Right. Courtney, so let's start off with it, like I always do. Like we all want to know when you're in the paranormal stuff. Like I asked Drew and I ask other people, how do you get here? How do you get to the paranormal world? Do you have an incident between 4 and 8 years old? I mean,
Nope.
is there right? Is there something like that? Does a friend drag you along? Like, how does Courtney Peterson get into the paranormal vibe? Like, how did you get there? How'd that happen?
Well, I would say probably about 20 years ago, I would hear my name being called, and it would wake me out of my sleep. It was screaming of my name, and it was the sound of my best friend that I lived with, her voice. I would go
Ooh,
to run to her, what's wrong? What's wrong? She's sound asleep.
wow. I've been there.
Okay. I'm like,
Yep.
she's like, what do you mean? I'm sleeping. What? I'm like, you just screamed my name. No. So this would go on over and over. I don't know how many. I would say it's probably about 17. Well, probably about like 17 or 16, give or take. And I didn't know what was going on. And then I remember my best friend telling me, don't say anything to anybody. They're going to think you're crazy.
Yeah, right.
You're hearing voices in the middle of the night, And I remember seeing on a Facebook, it was a Facebook group, and I was into the paranormal. I mean, not, here and there, it always intrigued me, but
Mm.
that was really it. No other early experiences, nothing like that. So I remember seeing this group, Paranormal Hauntings, and I remember when I joined the group, I was just scanning and looking, and I remember somebody had a question of the group, and it was a picture, and it said, "Has anyone ever heard their name being called out? Nobody was there." And I was like, "What?" I was
Nice.
like, "I'm not crazy. I'm not losing my mind. This happens." And I see other people commenting to this. And I was like, wow. Now, side note, um, a couple of friends of mine, um, one, one of them, me and her were talking, and she had, I don't remember, we were just talking bullshit and whatever. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I was telling her about what was going on. She's like, we have a paranormal team. I'm like, what are you talking about? And these are people like I was friends with.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah. She's like, all of us, we have a team. And I was like, oh my God. And so they invited me to the page. I never really had my house done because my best friend and my other friend, they're like sisters, that they
Mm.
were believed in it, but to a point where do not come investigate because I don't want anything else happening. Um,
Right.
so yeah.
Yeah,
So
been there, right?
Yep.
so then they invited me to the Facebook page, and I started, learning, and I didn't even know what an EVP was when I came. I didn't have much knowledge at all in the
Mm.
paranormal. And I believed in what they did. I saw their passion of wanting to try to help people and spirits. So that's where I started sharing out, and I shared out the team, and I supported them. Um, Pretty much, how I am is that if I believe in you, I support you wholeheartedly.
Mm.
And that's what I did. And then they asked me if it was 5 years ago. Uh, 5 years ago, I think it was in July, they had said, do you want to be a moderator to the group? You support us, you're there for us, everything. So I said, yeah. I was like, no problem. I was nervous. At
Cool.
first, I didn't say yes. I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. What is a
Mhm.
moderator?
Yeah, yeah. What is a
I'm like,
moderator?
I didn't want to speak anything up. I didn't know anything. I didn't know. And they were like, you'll be fine, you'll be great, and that's where it kicked off. I didn't want to be an investigator. I
Okay.
was pretty adamant about that. Okay, I'll do the moderator, and I'll help with the group, but I don't want to be an investigator. They said that's not a problem. That's okay. I would say, I don't know, maybe like a couple of months later, maybe 5 months later, listening to evidence, and I was like, I really wanted to do something. Um, I wanted to help give these spirits a voice. You know,
Mm.
um, as well as our clients, but spirits have became our team's clients.
Right.
And as well.
Right.
And so I did research before I even stepped on at a building, at the woods, at anywhere. I did research for a year, and I was a sponge. I soaked up everything. And I remember at first I was afraid to ask questions.
Mm.
I thought they were going to be stupid. I was like, I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I didn't know what something was, but I was afraid to ask. And I remember my teammate at the time, Phil, he always said, there's no stupid questions. There's just the stupid questions are the ones you don't ask.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And everything. Yeah.
And
Just talk about it. Yeah.
mhm. And so little by little, I would start.
Mm.
And I would still be, shy and, because I am shy, believe it or not. It might not seem like that in Facebook land, but I am. But yeah, I started asking questions. And the more I kept learning and the more I wanted to be out there doing something. I remember before my first investigation, which this is really important that I want out there for people who are just starting out investigating that might hear this. It's okay to say no, to not go to investigation if you don't feel like you're ready for it.
Yep.
You
I
know,
think that's a great point that a lot of people, you kind of get pressured into it, right, Drew? I mean,
yeah.
you've seen people get pressured into it,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
kind of doing, and they weren't ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
I hear
remember.
almost when those things, when that happens, they usually end up having a really bad experience. So I always say, just listen to your intuition, listen to that gut feeling.
Yeah, I think that's a
No,
great point.
exactly. And I was invited to go to the Hinsdale house. And
Ooh.
that would have been my first investigation and an overnight investigation. And also like 7 hours away.
Oh.
So there's no going, okay, I'm going to go home now.
Yeah. Oh, time to go.
That's
Time
what
to go. I'm leaving.
impact people, and people usually have some crazy experiences at that location. I call it the House of Mysteries because of that. You never know what you're gonna get.
Mhm. No, exactly. And I remember I had wrote a Facebook post, explaining, not that I needed to, but more just for other people to know it's okay to say no.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not comfortable, if you feel, because you're not just, you could be, first of all, if I had a really bad experience as that being my first investigation, I might have not been where I am today.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. You might have just cut, left, done. See you
Yep.
later. Bye.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think everything that I have done, gotten to this point has, I am at a point where I'm comfortable, even going into some locations. Like I haven't gone to Hinsdale yet, but I think I'm ready to.
Mhm.
But I remember I was just like,
Nope.
I was like, I'm not ready, but it's okay to say no to it.
Right.
And to anybody, with any investigation or anything in the paranormal that you feel that you don't feel comfortable enough to go, and even that you're on a team, make sure you're on a team that understands you and accepts that and applauds you for having that decision.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
luckily I have a great team, and they all stuck by me, understood, no pressure, nothing for anything. They even said, this is what goes on there. This is it, it's hit or miss. You never know what could happen, but we're just letting you know ahead of time, and I'd rather that. And, I love my team.
Right.
And, you know, just I would say in June of 2020 was my first investigation.
There it is. 2020. Here she comes.
Yeah.
When was it? Tell us. We want to know.
It's actually a cemetery.
Yes, that's what I did.
And
That was my first cemetery. Get out there and try it. Good way. I was hoping you were going to say
Which
that.
cemetery, if you don't mind me asking?
what?
Excuse me. Which cemetery, if you don't mind me asking?
If I can pronounce it correct, I think it's pronounced Latham Cemetery. That's in Bethpage, Long Island, New York. and now I think it's closed. It's still there, obviously, but they have a fence because what would happen is um, people would just come because it was on a main road, and people would just come and vandalize.
Oh,
And
man.
it was horrible. Like, and I think it was the Boy Scouts had gotten involved, and they had, restored, a couple of the graves, so that they, to show proper rest for them. It's
Mm.
unfortunate that people do that and desecrate, and it's horrible. And they have kept it, it's better now. And like I said, it's all fenced in. It's like a square.
Mm.
Mm.
But it's even neater because when I first went, it was just everything. You couldn't even see the graves. It was
Right.
horrible. Like they were under brush, or, in like these, like it looked like a little hut, like of branches just all over, and like you could barely see a grave, and
Yeah.
I was so sad.
That's a shame.
Hmm.
Do you remember? Did you do an EVP there by yourself? Did you get to ask a question that night, or did you just watch and observe?
No, I did ask questions.
What was your
I
first
did.
question? What was your first question? What was your first question? Tell me.
Hey,
Tell me.
let her breathe.
I always no one ever knows that answer. That's why I always ask it. I'm like, what was your first question?
Honestly, I really don't know because I did ask questions. I did ask
Undefeated.
questions.
That's
I
awesome.
did. I mean, I could be on, and I remember, it so clearly with everything because I remember that we were sitting down. My lead was asking questions, Kat, and me and Chris were we were like over by the side, and there was just some kind of feeling that we were getting. We didn't hear anything, but there was just something off to the side. And I remember, we went over there, and then that's where also the activity kicked off. But unfortunately, I don't remember my first question.
No, I'm just teasing you. I'm just putting you on the spot, because it's hard. It's a hard one because I remember when I first picked up the EVP recorder, and again, it was just like the microphone, right? Which I always believe that's why Sarah grasps her. She doesn't know what she's gonna say, and then the feel of the microphone just brings you back into what you should say. Anyways, so the EVP recorder, like I remember getting it and almost being frozen, like, oh shit, how do I talk to someone who's been not here? You know what I mean? Right?
Happens to me all the time. I freeze. No, it's horrible. I freeze.
Ask a fun question. Just ask a fun question. So I got started. I got acclimated, and I would just ask a fun question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? My name's Rich. Who's here, right? And then I kind of get going, all right, what'd you do for fun? You know what I mean? What do you like to do? Do you have any hobbies? Like I'm talking to somebody I'm just meeting for the first, and it gets me, sometimes I would always get some kind of weird answer, or, a sound or something that you couldn't make out, or a class, shut the F up type PvP, you know what I mean, on an A, because I was asking stupid shit questions. But anyway, so you just kind of get it riled up, right? Get yourself going, and then you can kind of get into trying to figure out who's there, what they're doing there, if they're male, if they're female, what year it is in their world, how'd they die, all those type of questions. You kind of get rolling. But I just kind of just be my goofy self at first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've gotten some cool results by doing that, but mostly results when you kind of get down the nitty gritty too with EVPs, you know what I mean? It's what I think EVPs is probably my favorite piece of evidence.
Mine too.
It's
It is yours too.
Absolutely.
Concrete evidence. You're hearing their voice. Sometimes you hear their emotions. It's like you really can't debunk that. I mean, unless like there's sometimes that you can, if somebody talks or something, you pick up a sound outside or whatever the case, right? So you can, but when you get those voices that are so clear and distinct, and it's a direct answer to your question, it's one of those things that you're like, I don't know.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the frequency break for me, Drew. It's that on the way in, they say something, and on the way out. That's I have so many. Yeah, it's a frequency break, and it's like you can't make that. Like a car going by isn't gonna make that. You know what I mean? Or a plane overhead isn't gonna make that. You have to come from a different energy field in order to make that. And I always talk about it. It's right up here. The favorite one I have is get out. That's exactly how it sounds.
Wow.
Class A telling me to get out of this cemetery I was in. And we listen, I'm all about like making deals with them. If they're uncomfortable and he was mad, I left. You know, I took my team and we left. I did my prayer circle on the way out and protected it, my protection circle, and we left. And there was nothing wrong. You know, that's what we do, and that's how I like to do it. You know, I mean, did your team? First of all, your team, Trinity Paranormal Investigations, is on YouTube, correctly?
Yeah.
Correctly. Is it on there correctly, Courtney? I mean, if you did it wrong, you know, you could mess everything up. Idiot. I took one of those 20-minute power naps before I got on the air, and I'm like, what's today?
Like Energize the bunny right now. Even more so.
No, but it's just like, you know, when you get up, you don't know what day it is or where you are. You think you're supposed to be at work or whatever. Oh my gosh. I woke up and I was like, what's today? And then I'm like, oh, it's 5:35. I got a show to do. So anyways, no, that's kind of like, for me, AVPs are everything. So you guys are on Trinity Paranormal Investigations on YouTube. Is that the full name?
It's Trinity Paranormal Investigations of Long Island.
So what you have down bottom is your YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Do it now. I am going to follow up and check.
You don't want somebody in your house later. I'm telling you, it's not a good time.
You do not want me in Sasquatch knocking on your door at 2 a.m., okay? It's not going to get pretty.
Bigfoot that just come fucking through like the Kool-Aid man. Did you do it?
I'd be like, Sasquatch is the wrong house. Oh, okay. Who's going to get mad at him, right? What's this? Long Island Ladies Unite. Listen, Megan.
Hold on. I thought she was out of North Carolina. What you mean?
She is out of North Carolina, but she was born and raised, partially raised in Long Island. Okay. So Megan,
you pronounce that G at the end of that.
Yeah, I banged out the G, bro. Come on, man. I'm an OG. All right, you better pay attention, son. No, so Megan, actually, you should be your co-host with me one week. Have Megan come on and do co-host with me one week. That'd be a lot of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Richie, knowing my history. Yeah, man. Listen. So for me, part of my thing is I want to get to know the people. It's all about the people. It's not about the evidence, not about all this stuff. It's the experiences of the people, right? Mm-hmm. Like Courtney's my guest tonight. I want to know about Courtney because I'm sitting here watching her work her butt off for us. She's always, like I said, promoting, helping. She's doing whatever setup she's got with Get Haunted. I can give a shit less about. You do it well, and you do it very damn well. And you do it like you give a shit about my success. And I know you do. And I love that. And I appreciate you. So I'm sitting there going, I got to get that girl on my show, man. It's like when I was looking at Drew's photography. I got to get this dude on my show. I want to know what this guy see. The eye's connected to the brain. So I wanted to know what was going on in the dude's brain, right? Not necessarily the pictures. I want to know how the brain and the eye came together to get that picture.
And that's what SpongeBob episode where he's like running around and the filing cabinets are all on fire and everything else. Yeah, that's what goes on in here. You don't want
I can so relate. So as you're going along now, right, Courtney?
Yeah.
All right. When did you stumble upon Get Haunted, or they stumbled upon you? I might be jumping around. I don't mean to be. It's just a question.
No, listen. I already know how you work, so it is okay. I'll just follow your lead. You're a jumper. There's no rhyme, reason. It just will go from here, there, and everywhere else in between. So
yeah.
Get Haunted. I actually came across from another group, and they're like, oh, you should check out, actually it was April from Haunted New Jersey, and she was like, you should check out Get Haunted, they're amazing, blah 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 blah. So I was like, okay, and I did. And I just here and there just started, I guess, sharing shows. I mean, I normally did that because I believe everybody has a voice,
and
everybody's voice should be heard.
Yep.
Alive and spirits. I go back to both because they're to me, they come hand in hand. But
interchangeable, connected. Yep.
So anyway, I would just support. I'd see a show I like, and then just share it, and then from there, then just everything flew together. I wasn't planning on being the program manager. I wasn't, it wasn't like, let me get a job, hi,
yeah.
And it was just like, I'll help you, what can I do to help? And then it just progressed, and, it was like, finally, But that I think I came over to get haunted in this May.
Nice. And you know how there's no cold
past May, so it'll be like this coming up May will be a year, I
a
think,
year. Okay.
that
Cool.
I've been
Hanging out with us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hanging out with us, and now
Hanging
you're
on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're part of the system, right? Now you're in there like official, right?
Yes.
I think that's the smartest thing they've ever done, really, besides, take my podcast on. But that's besides the point.
They're both really good people, and they're both really good at picking out good people to help them out. So
yeah,
agree.
I agree with that. I agree with that. They have a really good eye for I don't want to say talent, but passion and commitment.
It's like it's the talent, the what is it? The passion, the driven, everything else. When they see somebody with that light and that good heart, they try to give them a face, and then when they really see it even more, that's when they bring them on. And I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it was great. And my story of meeting them was crazy because it was just me being personal, me just be personable. It was just, me being my goofy ass self. And I was a presenter at the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society in Rockland, Mass. And I was just being my goofy self, having a great old time. And we just hit it off, and we got into a jam, and we needed a little help with technology. And I believe Sarah or Danny was filming live, and Rob came.
I was watching.
There you go. See.
Yeah, I was watching.
That's why she's the boss.
There, and she was had it on StreamYard, I think, or something. It was on the Get Haunted page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It was Facebook Live, I believe, at that time, or they could have maybe it was StreamYard in a few places. I don't know. At that time, I didn't even have a podcast. So I had no idea. I was just like, hey, my name's Rich. Like that, like I do for like 20 minutes, when the meds wear off, and they're like, oh, you're coming with us. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh no. And he goes, Sarah, I think I got another one right here. I'm like, got another one? What, man? and that was in November. December 5th ended up being my first podcast. And it's just been a kick-ass experience. And then I started seeing you come around and do this stuff. And let me just say hi real quick. I want to say hi. Hey, Rich Valdez, man, I see you, brother.
Hi, Rich.
Yep. He's a lot of he's just putting up a lot of love for you, man. And I don't blame him, man. You're a kick-ass human being, so we all appreciate you. Mike Cronin just came in the room. What's up, bro? Good to see you. April's here, Ghosted Magazine. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Yep. All these kick-ass people.
Everybody on. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, damn right, because we apprate you. You're kick-ass, man.
Hard work.
Yeah, duh.
And they, give credit where it's due. So.
When we were on the other night, was it Ghost Box? And I was asking a question about the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Who knew that I knew anything about the Shroud of Turin?
Yeah,
right.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Even I surprise myself sometimes. Like, that's a really good question, Richard. You know what I mean? Oh, that's so cool.
I know this answer, I believe.
Yeah, I did good, man. I did really good. So I was very happy with me. Yay, me.
Courtney, question for you.
Well,
how many investigations have you done? Like, have you been to quite a few variety of places, or?
No.
No. Okay.
My team is basically more a residential team.
Okay.
We do other places as well, but we also like to go back to the same places. Mm. I could say I went to. I would say probably five or six places. Yep. Like I went to the Conjuring House. I did my first overnight there.
What?
Yes.
You worried about where? And you slept at the Conjuring House? What kind of leap is this?
Well, that was after the fact.
She's like, I don't know. See, I'm not into that one. Conjuring House sleeping over. I'm in.
Sign me up for quick.
No, at that, I don't know. I felt
I love it.
Okay, but honestly, at the Conjuring House, everybody has differences. Like my experience wasn't until we got home afterwards, because going over evidence, because it seems like a quiet night, like where I was split up in different teams. Like some went out to the barn. The basement was haunted. There was activity, I should say, more so. And but even when it was time to go to bed, I don't think it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. We were just like went to get some sleep, and I was like, okay, whatever. We put up a camera and a couple of other pieces of equipment, and that was it. Went to bed. I went right to bed. Nothing. Woke up in the morning. Everything's fine. Nothing crazy. No. And then all of a sudden we were going over evidence, and my lead was she was sending evidence, and you hear like an EVP, not an EVP, I don't know, I think it was an EVP, but you hear, I forgot what it was off him, but you hear something like that. But the most crazy thing is that there was like either, I think it was like a speaker or something that was on the dresser, and all you see on the video, they just like fall off like very slowly. And I was like, wait, I was in that room. That happened while I was asleep. Like something was in there with me.
Well,
the radio fell off.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember if it was the speaker or the holder to the speaker. It was like on the table. And all of a sudden you see it just slowly. I had to try to find that. Slowly, like dropping. Like almost like somebody was like pulling the string. There's nobody in there. We're both sleeping, and you just see it like falling.
That is crazy. It is funny. Rich has a good way of putting it. Hey, Courtney, want to investigate the seventh plane of hell? Sure. How about Walmart? Hell no. You should have used something other than Walmart, though. You should have went with a Target.
Listen, everybody has different experiences. Like, you can't judge one person's experience. That's one thing I've learned.
Yeah.
I went to the Conjuring house, and like, to me, nothing happened. Here and there was activity, definitely 100%. I mean, the barn was crazy off the hook. I wasn't in there, but I had seen the results. But otherwise, it was nothing. But then you have other people going to locations into the Conjuring house, and like crazy stuff happens. So you can't judge.
Yeah.
If I tell you nothing happened, and then you hear to somebody else, and you're like, oh yeah, it was nothing that bad, and then you hear somebody else that's like, oh my God, and you have to go yourself. You have to experience.
Yeah,
you can't go by somebody's word. Maybe put it in the back of the brain. But you have to go and find out yourself, and go more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like, you go to one place and it's nothing. It doesn't mean that's how it's going to be all the time.
I've always said, like, the ghosts, it's not like they sit there and they're like, oh, look at guys, it's like
they're not circus animals. They don't
scare some people. It's like, that's not how it works. Not only that, they may not even, something I fully believe is that they may not, just because you don't get the activity, right, doesn't mean that they're not there. They may not they may not want to communicate that night. You know what I mean? They're probably like, yeah, I'm not feeling you out. I'm not doing nothing. And then they may like somebody else's energy.
Absolutely. 100%. They're not, also, spirits are not circus animals. It's not like on a little thing. Okay, go ring that bell. Go, light up that light. They, if they want to communicate, they'll communicate. If they don't, they don't. Doesn't mean that the place is not haunted or does not have activity.
Yes.
No, exactly. Real quickly, everybody shout out to Australia, man. What's up, Paul? Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you.
How's it going, Paul?
Yep.
I got
it's funny. I got a lot of crazy international audiences. It's kind of fun. I was telling everybody I was on Spotify, and 30% of my Spotify audience is from Japan. It's
okay.
Isn't that fun? That's, awesome. That's so exciting, right? We got a few more minutes here left with my co-host before he has to head out for the evening.
I know.
All right. And then I have a question from Claude. I want to, maybe we should ask this one before you go, actually. How's this? We'll end it with one of Claude's kick-ass questions.
I'm afried of Claude.
Don't be. You've seen him before. You've seen him on my show.
I'm afraid of Claude.
Yeah, because he has some questions, right? Now, this one's listen, this is for all investigators out there on the side looking too. It may be a disturbing thought, but spirits may always be around us. Would we investigate our own homes? Is that something that you two would practice? Now,
I'm guilty of it, so I'm just going to throw that out there. I've definitely done it because I have some weird stuff that happens where it's like sometimes it can be too much. I think somebody else had asked about the hitchhikers. It might have actually been him.
Yeah, that was Claude as well.
Yeah. So, and and I've investigated because I've had things happen. There was one night I'll never forget. I was laying in bed and probably like 1:30, I think, in the morning. And I just went to the bathroom, laid back in bed, getting all cozy and comfortable again. And then right when I was about to fall asleep, I heard, it wasn't a good snap, but it was a loud snap. And it sounded like it came over because the way my room, it sounded like it came over from the stairs. The stairs go right up into my bedroom. So it's like, there's I've heard knocking on my wall, and I'd go back over to that room, and there's nobody in that room. Nobody ever goes into the room. It's made in like a storage room. I've had some crazy stuff. So I've broken out the EVPs. I've done some stuff. I found out that there's things that have followed me home from Ohio. And during that time, I had just spent like almost a week going to like a couple different locations within Ohio. Oof. So yeah, I definitely have investigated my own.
Done that. Yeah, no, I absolutely. What do you think of that, Courtney?
Well, we kind of covered in the beginning, but I'll go into detail. I won't do anything from my house. I just don't, do you want to stir something up that you're not ready to fully handle?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I personally have not done an investigation by myself yet. I don't think I'm ready to.
Right. That's good.
And I'll admit it. And I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that.
Honestly, good for you for even fully coming out and doing that, because most people sit there and hide it, and they'll still go and do it just because they don't want to be known as like somebody who's scared or anything else. But
that's right.
For sticking up and like, hell no, I'm not doing it. I'm not ready for that.
No, it's the same thing with the beginning. Going back to the Hinsdale, I wasn't ready then. For myself, there's still more I need to learn, and even you can learn and know almost, so much. Anything can happen.
Yes.
It doesn't mean by yourself. It doesn't matter by your home or, whatever it may be. But do I want to take that risk? No. Yes. Am I taking a risk when I go out and investigate with other people? Of course.
Your home is like your sanctuary. That's like,
yes.
You know what I mean? And going out, you always say goodbye, don't follow me. We all do that stuff. You know what I mean? But when you investigate in your house, you're opening up something.
I already have little issues that go on here. There's definitely stuff. It's at bay. We definitely, there are things that move, things that, I can't explain, and it is what it is. And you know what? You're not bothering me. You're not scaring me. I'm not really going to entertain you. You do you, I'll do me. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm the same way. I'm in a house here where we bought this house off of my fiance's grandmother's estate, and her great uncles built it. And my wiring will tell you that. But anyways, it's a different story. So I've been guilty of a few times because we've had things fly off. Like I've had poltergeist activity here. I've had the lights go off. And I have the lights go off and on a lot, and around her a lot too. And I could kind of pick up on who it is, but there's a couple of them I don't really know. But I have grabbed my phone and used it as a recorder because it was in my hand, And
that's your best piece of like equipment.
I love it. It has the little squigglies and everything. Up to these packs in the house. So I want to do this because I don't want Drew to be late because then we're all going to be in trouble. So
no, I would be in trouble because I knew about it prior. So it's all good. It'll be all.
No, man. I'm just glad you took the time out to hang out with us, be my co-host, my very first paranormal co-host, and my very first paranormal guest.
It's always a good time with you, Richie.
You'll never change that, man. You're always gonna be my first paranormal.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you. Nice of you to come and join us.
Absolutely. I'm going to be actually subscribing to your channels as soon as I get off.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell everybody.
And I enjoyed speaking with you and hearing your story, Courtney. So keep
absolutely
doing what you're doing and stand up for yourself. Keep doing that because don't ever let anybody pressure you because it can ruin it for you. You know what I mean? And you don't want that because, in my opinion, the paranormal, it doesn't have to be terrifying all the time. They're human beings just like me and you. They have stories to tell. Richie, I love when you said how, you ask stupid questions, things that people, because one thing that I've always thought was it's not about like, hey, did it hurt? Of course it hurt. What happened here? Get to know them. If you get to know them, you're going to have better interactions. That's just a theory that I have to go and stand by. You know what I mean? So both of you guys, it was a pleasure being on here. All right.
Thank you.
You, Richie.
You got YouTube, right, man?
Yeah.
Tell everybody again on your way out.
Yeah, I thought you meant like I have a YouTube to follow people and subscribe to them, but eventually I'm working on it. Give me some time.
Photography. Where is it at?
photography, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, my TikTok page. It's Haunted Raven Photography. Go follow it. I have a goal before summertime. I'm not going to announce it just yet, but just know if we hit this goal, I'll be doing a raffle. Not a raffle, but a couple giveaways.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You have a happy and blessed holiday, and stay safe, please.
Everybody else watching, thanks for always watching it. It's always a good time with you guys because you guys make this stuff happen. So
thank you, brother. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yep. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
There we go. Cool, man. I love having a co-host. Isn't it a fun little element? And now, see, I changed my background. Bigfoot's gone. We're in the scary hallway. And now now I'm coming for you. Let's see. Very nice to meet you, Drew. We're also into photography. Yeah, check out Drew's work. Drew's work is absolutely insane. I love it. His stuff is amazing. Denise Pack has come into the house. We want to say hello to Denise Pack. She's my guest on Tuesday along with Ernie. My very first show of my second season, I might add. Scary hallway. Watch out. Watch out for the scary hallway, Megan. And then, hey, Ronald, how you been, bro? Thanks for the show. Thanks for coming by, man. Sarah's in a house from the 1800s. How old's your house, Courtney?
I think it's not old. Honestly, I think it was like maybe in the 60s or 50s. It's not crazy old.
Yeah, to me, it's all about the land and the energy that comes in and out of it anyways.
That's the major thing. Like some people don't realize or think that it's the land. They think it's the house or what goes on inside when it's actually the land itself. That's actually one of the evidence I gave you. The haunted woods. That one.
Let me pull that up.
Yeah, if you want.
No, this is your stage. You want me to pull that up? Damn it! You tell me. You say pull up my evidence, B.
Pull up my evidence now, Mister.
I love it. Is that the one with the gentleman with the white hat in there?
Probably.
Is that the woods?
Possibly, yeah, I think so. That's T-Dog.
Go.
Yes.
Is that the woods?
Mm-hmm.
And what woods are these set in?
It's on Long Island.
It's on Long Island?
Stop it.
All right, sorry. I'm a child. I can't help this stuff. Check out Daryl Evans. How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming by. And Denise, just so you know, I don't know if you saw that. Rich likes his anything well done. All right, send it on over. And do you have a teammate perhaps named Kat?
Yeah.
Yep, she's just stopping in to show some love and support. Thank you for stopping by.
She's the lead of our team. Yes.
That's kick ass. Everybody, you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Banter with Richie B. We have a podcast every Saturday night at 6 p.m. as you can see for the paranormal, and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Standard, because I do have a lot of people that are around the globe actually. And that is the Cryptid podcast. So please definitely stop by and say hello during our shows. And right now we're about to watch a piece of evidence from the woods on Long Island from Courtney Peterson. I'm going to let it play out and we'll talk about it after. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Looks like it's a loop or something. Hang on.
I don't know.
How many spirits are here with us right now?
Go. 7.
Team. Whoa, man. All right. I got questions.
That's okay.
Yeah, no. I'm going to run this back, all right? Because it's not a long one. So I'm going to run it back. Yeah. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? Let's go. Let's do this.
How many spirits are here with us right now?
Go. 7. Team.
Wow. So you know what it is for me? It's the 7, man. The 7 goes right through me. Now, what piece of equipment are you using? Is it just a part of a spirit box, ghost box?
Yeah, I think I'm not certain. I think that was either the spirit box or it could have been an app. I'm not. We don't really like all apps. This one, I'm not sure. I'm not the tech person.
No, I got you. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
But this one was pretty accurate. And it's what this one in general that I picked. was that spirits, I feel, and it can show, they communicate with each other. Because if you see, it says how many. I asked how many spirits are with us.
Right, right.
One says 7. The other says I see 6.
Right, right, right. Echo box. I guess that would make sense, Rich, with the echo.
So,
yep, that would do it. I didn't know if there was something specific, but no, you're right. One does say 7, and the other one kind of replies to it and says, "I see 6."
yeah.
And if you notice, the one that says 7 is a guy, and the one that says "I see 6" is a woman. She's correcting him.
So it's
I found that as a very piece of important. It's absolutely no. That's crazy. Now, did you? Obviously, you guys are hearing that right there, right? That's not like that's not playback. You're hearing it. It's saying it right in front of you.
Yes.
I mean, how do you not react to that? You guys are
But
just
that's just and also, like, even, I mean, you hear names, but like Tim was one of the guys that was there, the investigator.
Yeah.
Dog. So from Indiana. So it that when I like to try, besides just not just get like evidence and not just picture, like get captures. I try to look into it a little bit more of what it's about, and like I said, like, okay, it's the spirits are not just 6 or 7, they're communicating with each other.
Yeah, no, that's a great, unbelievable aspect. I love that angle a lot.
And
Seriously.
I try to think outside of the box for that, like where I'll look, and there's a couple of different things and theories with different evidence, which you'll see later on as well. I'm not sure. Is it? I don't know, but to me, that's what it seems like.
Right, right, right. No, I think that's unbelievable. And the gentleman's name was Tim that was sitting there, like you said, and then it intellectually says his name. So it's not even. Was that part of the conversation? You think about it. It very well could have been, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I don't
Situational
know. I
awareness.
don't remember exactly. Is he there? I mean, we weren't just in that session at that moment. We weren't saying his name. We said, how many spirits are there?
Right.
So, but earlier, there are different things that they know. I mean, Tim's name's been mentioned so many times. When we've investigated here in New York, he's been on the phone, and like he'll be in Indiana. Kat and Chris were here, and they would start communicating or like call his name out.
Wow. So Timmy's got
and not even
Timmy's got some energy, man.
Yes. So
Timmy's got some. Now, Rich brings up something I'm kind of curious about now. Is there something, as your teammate called it, situational awareness? I think that's a great phrase. But Rich pulled up something about a cold case you and your team are invested.
Yes.
Is that something you can comment on, or something you wish to comment on?
Yes, I could talk a little about that, because I do have a little clip of evidence from that as well.
Okay.
Just a little backstory on these woods. First, it's not just spirits. Like the spirits are there.
Right.
That's it. Like, we were talking before about, where is the land? Is it the house? Is, what's going on? Well, these woods, the land was deemed cursed by the Native Americans. The land, they also warned the settlers, when they sold them, basically gave them the property, about the evil that's there. They had different stories of like strange lights in the sky. So like some UFO they talked about. There's just so many different things. So you have, like, I believe, like, there's a vortex of energy. Like the energy there is just like trapped there. Bad, more bad than good. Now, I would say that with the cold case, there was, when we first started going to that location, actually it was Chris, Martha, and Kat first. They were more just trying to decipher between folklores and truths.
Right, right.
Every place has their laws and
Yep.
everything like that.
Mhm.
So and then I would say after some time, now Kat has she's not a psychic,
Mhm.
but she's a sensitive,
Yep.
and she gets these flash visions. So like,
Mm.
and there was a part, which there's another part of evidence that's there too, that I have, but it started off there. Like I remember, like they had asked questions, and we'll get to that part. I don't want to get into that right now, but
Mhm.
anyway, after a while before that with Cat's visions, then when I came onto the team and I was doing some investigating with research, and we found a cold case that was back in the 70s. And actually, Rich, Greetings Beyond Radio, we did an interview with him, but we're going to be doing a series on this cold case, trying
Mm.
to bring justice to this little girl.
Amazing.
And so it's crazy. There's more evidence with her in here too, so I just don't want to
Yeah. No, we'll go to
too far back and forth.
No, we'll pull the evidence up right now while we're on the subject. Absolutely, just shout out at me how you want to do it and stuff. So basically, what happened was you guys were doing an investigation of this area and things started adding up to a certain direction. Is that what you're saying? And kind of pointed at a
Yeah,
homicide
well,
of
we were
sorts.
getting between Cat's visions and also captures from spirit communication, and then my research, everything was adding up.
Mm-hmm.
Like this wasn't just a spirit, this was a cold case, like this
Mm.
was real, like it just in your face, like all of a sudden not looking for it, and like, what are we going to do with this now?
Mm.
And that's like about 5 years that we've been working on this case, and we're
Wow.
trying to give her justice, and we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just there's a lot to
Oh.
this case, and
Mm.
that's why we keep going back to the same locations. If you try to help out as much as you can, you can't guarantee that you can help, but we will try, and we have not stopped and will not stop.
Well, I mean,
You
you're
know.
already doing it. You're already helping.
Mhm.
I mean, it's funny how this works because we're out there trying to investigate. We're trying to gather information. We're trying to share that information. We're trying to network that information, right? And
Yes.
then you stumble upon something like this. Now that could be that child reaching out to you guys saying, "Hey, I have answers. You guys have been out here a few times now. I'd like to tell you
Mhm.
something because you're the
I
one that can help
absolutely
us."
believe that. Yes.
100%. So I've been a sensitive myself most of my life. I even did mediumship. I've done readings and stuff like that. I've done all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
when you have this guy, he's got goosebumps from you guys. So when you have this call and coming to you, that's your obligation and duty to follow that lead. So kudos to you and your team for doing that. And I heard a little bit of this accent as well, Claude. Those settlers in that area in these woods that you're talking about, where they happen to be Irish, because the Go did have a little bit of an accent to it. Do you know what you guys know anything about that? Again, not to jump off the case, but
Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't know. I know it
yeah,
was just I don't
interesting.
know about that
Yeah,
offhand.
yeah, no,
I could
interesting.
look at it.
No,
It
that's
is.
interesting. So, which piece of now, thank you for doing your due diligence because that's what this is about. This is a bigger thing than showing, than just investigating. Sometimes, I mean, you guys
Yes.
have been chosen for this, but you did the boots on the ground work in order to be chosen. You know what I mean? There's any other people that young girl could
Well,
have went to and
mhm.
floated into their house, but felt good with you guys. So kudos to you guys. And Sarah, yes, you could share anything with me anytime, and you could come on my show absolutely anytime and share whatever you like. I always have links available to everybody on the side. You can just click on them in my show and jump in and have conversation with us. I like to have an interactive podcast amongst good humans, so that's what we're doing. So I got pictures of everything down below here. So the next one I see which one is it? Trifecta by any chance? It has a candle.
That's something. I mean, if
Then
you want to play, I mean,
tell me which one's about the girl in the woods. You got
the
more to that.
girl. So that would probably
Let's
be with
see.
the one.
Not this. Oh, here it is, right here.
That's one of them. That's from Rich's show.
Ooh, cool. And what's this one? I'll just pull them up so it's easier. Oh, that's an indoor. It's indoor somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's different. That's Letchworth.
Situational awareness.
Well, if you want to play whichever one you want to do.
Okay.
That's not it. It should be one. I think it has
I have 4.
The phone.
Yeah, I don't think I see it here.
One.
I do not see it here. How's that? Yep. Hi, Barbara Bertram. How are you? No, I do not see it here. But let's pull up this here. Is this an opening to Rich's show? Rich, by the way, you guys, if you have YouTube channels or any links like that, you could share them with your fellow audience members on the side. I'll post them right up if you drop them in your link in the comment section. I'll post it right up on my screen. Absolutely. I do that quite regularly, to be quite honest with you. So don't be afraid to do that. Like, for instance, we'll have a ticker here going, which I should have already had going. So I don't see the one with I don't see one with a phone here. So let's get right into
that one. The one from Rich's show was the beginning, technically where it began.
Okay.
That first night, and then followed with Cat's visions. And
all right, we'll bring that up. And Cat, that's her name, correct? Says the settlers were British. It very well could have been that accent as well. Paige, greetings from Beyond Radio. Yep, absolutely.
Like and subscribe to all socials.
Yeah, help each other out. Absolutely. Facebook, greetings from Beyond Radio. You can check that out. Thank you for that, Sarah. The video that started with the I'm going to go on to that right now, Rich. Absolutely. But as I was saying to you, I don't know if you stepped away or not. You can drop a link down in the comment section. I'll share it on the screen so everybody can see what you're doing and all your hard work. So we're going to bring it up on stage right now. Here we go. What we got? 2018 Cat Maria turned well-known haunted woods to pray for the lost on a live investigation. The main objective on the night was to debunk the many folklores that have circulated over the years, while also attempting to confirm the true nature originally stated by the local Native Americans of these very active lands. It went pretty well with our audio response equipment. However, the touch sensors and EMF were inactive. We decided to end the session and start packing up. As we were packing up, Kat heard a very low guttural growl. She looked in the direction which was a bush. The bush was shadowy, extreme black in there. Chris, do you see that? He replied with his eyes wide open. Yeah, we felt something was very wrong when this moment, something that felt, I messed it all up. I couldn't read fast enough.
You're doing good.
As though the dark energy there revealed in the message, and this message going unnoticed. Hi, Irene.
Cut.
That's Kat and Chris.
Did anybody OD here?
Oh.
I said no, I think.
No. Was anybody murdered here?
Sure.
Oh, language.
The ball is going off.
Yeah.
Somebody was murdered here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Love it.
Somebody was murdered here?
The interviews are beginning. On this channel, you can find us and learn what is going on. The first interview is out already. You can check out this channel with host Richie Valdez from Legion of Exorcists.
Wow. Well, that's pretty kick-ass. I got to tell you, man, if you're not intrigued now to jump over there and check that out, I mean, I don't know what's going to intrigue you. Wow.
Thank you. So
yeah, that's amazing.
So that was the beginning. Now, Rich is he's super awesome, and we appreciate him so much. Because he's going to help us, get this girl, try to get justice for this girl. And we're going to be doing some podcasts with him. telling her story and hopefully giving her justice.
Yeah.
So it but this is where it began. Like, I mean, the touch sensor didn't, even before you had seen like the touch sensor, the EMF, nothing was going off.
Right.
And then from there, when they asked, you know, they even asked, you know, did you OD? No. You know, were you murdered?
Yeah, right.
And then from there, the touch center, and then also clarification. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so from going on from there, you know, in Cat's visions and doing research, you know, everything has come together, you know, and it's crazy, it's sad, it's frustrating, it's everything that you can imagine, trying to do research and trying to find truths and getting these communications from this spirit or this energy from her. It's been like a part of me, a part of us, our whole team. You know, if I could, I would just go to, you know, everybody likes to go to different locations. Going back to what I said before, that we are predominantly a residential, I rather keep going back to the same locations and trying
Yeah.
to get justice, try to get their story out. Maybe just even hearing their story will help them.
Yeah.
If somebody's listening, you know, you were
Yeah.
talking about that this girl felt comfortable with us. I believe, and one thing I was taught from Kat from the beginning is intent.
Wow.
Spirits know intention.
Yeah. I agree.
And, you know, I 100% believe that they see ours.
I do. I believe it as well. And you, again, once again, and real quick on Rich's comment here is what we are at Get Haunted. The same exact thing. This is what happens when you converse respectfully to one another and discuss about your passion or discuss about. This is how you find these things out. You never know what could be bigger than you out there. You don't know. But because people want to comment and be negative and this and that, and have all these issues, you're never going to get anywhere with that. It doesn't work in any aspect of life to where you fight and argue and then suddenly everything's fixed. It doesn't work like that. It only gets fixed when you calm down and converse respectfully as humans to one another. And this is what I'm saying. They see what you're doing. You guys are working together as a unit or a power unit. How's that, Rich? Yeah, power unit. And you're working together, and look what, it's something bigger than all of us could happen right here. And it is actually, it's already happening, whether we find the answers tomorrow or not. You know what I mean? So I think it's quite amazing what you guys are doing. And you know, I for one can say, you know, kick-ass job. And again, your teammate Kat says we were leaving. And for me, I want to bring up that comment because I saw it when it came in. Yeah, right. That's exactly a great point, Kat, because that little girl saw you leaving. Like, this might be my only chance. This might be my last chance to get their attention. And somebody somewhere feels something, says something, says, wait, let's stop. Or you said the bush or whatever it might have been. You stopped and pulled your gear back out and were like, boom, let's try this. And, you know, however it happened, but it happened. And and a lot of times that has nothing to do with us. That's somebody getting your attention. So I think that's a kick-ass job by everybody. Steve says, awesome show. Courtney and her team are always serious about what they do, always trying to help those in the spirit world. And I think that's huge, man. And I think, you know, you guys might have found your direction, you know, in your paranormal investigating and career for the rest of your lives. You know,
I mean, Kat said I remember, and Kat had said, she's like, if this could be her quote unquote job,
right?
You know, she would, you know, to be able to devote all the time trying to help spirits and clients.
Right.
You know, it's something that and even, you know, us all, the whole team, Chris and Martha, you know, we all have passion.
Yeah.
You know, we all play a different part of this team, but our main thing that we have is passion for the spirit or clients.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you got to have passion in this stuff. And it makes it so much more authentic, I guess, because, you know, how spirits can feed off of us, right? They can feed off our anger. They can feed off everything. and they feed off of our passions, and they feed off of our good intent. Like you said, I believe in intent. They feed off of that. They can use that in the way they want to. Like when I've had experiences with different entities, some dark or whatever, some had ill intention. I don't have a lot of fear when it comes to this stuff. I used to at one time, you know what I mean? Can you explain that to? Yeah, no politics on my show. Get out of here. So friend of mine. Yeah, if they could all get along is what he was saying and work it out. Like we do, right? But they know that intent. So I don't have a lot of fear. So because I don't want to give anything bad, anything negative, any kind of negative energy to throw back at me. So I come up with a forceful type energy where I'm just like, listen, man, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. I'm not scared of you. This is what's up. You know what I mean? So it's more of a matter of factual. You know what I mean? You get the best evidence when you least expect it. I agree with that. Absolutely. I was out today doing Sasquatching, Bigfoot with a fan. And for the first time, we've been in this woods a bunch of times, me and Wojo. And, we didn't. I'm out there. Wojo wasn't able to be there, but my buddy J-Lu, who's Bigfoot with a fan, went with me. And for the first time, I've actually had stuff. Not first time. Excuse me. First time I've had sticks thrown at me. So we had sticks kind of. Yeah, and I think I got one of them on GoPro coming projectile.
Nice.
Yeah, so you don't expect that, right? And then boom, there it is. And it's a good point that he brings up. So are you guys going to be in Battleship in New Jersey in the Warrens Paracon? I will be there. Courtney?
I'm going to try to do both.
Okay.
And I know Kat she was talking about, we've been talking about the Warren Paracon for a while. So I think we're doing that as well.
Cool. Yeah, it's right in your neck of the woods, really. I mean, not exactly.
It's not that far.
Yeah, probably not exactly, but closer than it is to me. Just to clarify, the cold case is documented, correct? And we don't need names or anything, but yeah.
Yes.
It's a cold case. Yep. So it is a documented cold case.
Yes.
Wow. Jenny Davis wants to know if you'll be at the Gettysburg Bash in July, by the way.
I do not know.
We do not know.
Honestly, I'm not sure.
I know. See, Gettysburg is on my bucket list.
I definitely I haven't done Gettysburg and I want it, but I'm not positive yet. But I do want to try to go there, but I'm just not sure.
No, I know. And I want to try to go there too. It's on my bucket list. And I was very, very close, by the way, to getting there. And then I forget what it was. Oh, no, I think it said I was in. You ever hear of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania?
No.
Anybody ever investigate the town Jim Thorpe? Richie Russ said he will bring you in July. I'm telling you, right? Yeah, but I know, but I had 83 kids, Jenny. It's a little bit more than just being dragged out of the house. There's a whole process. You know what I'm saying? Kat, you've been there to Jim Thorpe. Have you ever investigated over there? Because I was up there this year for their fall festival, and that place is lit, man. I just walking down the street, man. I just get grabbed in the house. Oh my goodness. The energy in this place is crazy. I went upstairs and there was a lady with crystals, and I was looking at all the crystals and different things like that. And her energy was nuts, and she felt mine, and we were just like, boom. I'm like, what is up with this building? She's like, yeah, tell me about it. I'm sitting here. It's like that's where she has her business, But no, that Jim Thorpe place was what an interesting place. And I always thought as I'm walking through there going, not only is there mountains, I can go look for Sasquatch, but the town itself is pretty freaky, you know what I mean? But definitely look that up. So I think this is an amazing thing that you brought to us. Yeah, yes. So the jail, yes. Dodge, you go to the jail? It was funny how he said dodge it, like he automatically thinks that he's got to go around it. You got to escape from it. You got to dodge the jail, man. No, Joe. Yeah, we went in. I actually got pictures of the kids underneath the front steps so you can kind of hide and stuff. And I went up and in, and it was kind of crowded, and I didn't end up going in, but I wanted to go by myself, just kind of walk through there. And I had all the little ones with me. I don't want to freak them out, I didn't get to investigate, but have been in the town. Do you agree that would be a kick-ass? Would you agree, Kat? That would be a kick-ass place to investigate? I mean, if you're, I know what you meant, bro. I'm just busting on you. Come on, you're Italian, right? My mother's a Di Simone. You don't come on here and say things and not get, your cajole's busted. See how I threw out cajole's, Cody? A little Italian there, huh? You like that? So, anyways, so I think that's a kick-ass calling for you guys, and what a direction that you kind of got pulled in, right? Now,
Yeah.
when's your next investigation pertaining to finding more answers, and do you go back to the forest to find them, or have you? And again, I don't want to get into a cold case and ruin anything.
Yeah, no, basically, because that's going to be really going on for Richie's show, and we're going to be talking more and more
Gotcha.
as everything goes on. But
No,
we
I
do
gotcha.
go back. And sometimes, investigating is not just evidence as in spirit as in or anything like that. Like I'm dealing with law enforcement as well, like
Understood.
right now with this. So it's looking up, it's researching, it's finding out everything you can, every time you're stopped, you keep going.
Yeah.
And you just keep on. For me and for us, the team, we just keep going at it no matter how frustrating it gets. But we keep going, and we'll be back at the location and around and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I think this is phenomenal. So yeah, so let's
Right.
I don't, like
And
you said too.
And also, Rich is now on the Get Haunted Network, so
Yes,
you
he
guys
is.
will be able to see our live with him in our interview as we talk more about the case in the future.
No, I'll definitely be following that and checking it out. Didn't they? Was it last night they had everybody kind of jump on with them too? Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that again. It's the
Yeah, it's
83
just
kids
more
thing.
to get everybody, the show hosts together to subscribe to each other's socials and talk. It was great.
Yeah, Rich, I think that's a great idea, man, and kudos to you for bringing it along and you guys working together and doing the right thing. And I'm super stoked, man. And I'll I'm gonna make up a nice ticker if you guys don't mind for this, and make sure we run it across the bottom. And whenever you can reveal maybe more things, I can, like I said, I can kind of put it up and
when we have the next interview that we have with Rich, we're absolutely.
Yeah, after you talk to Rich, like say for instance, after you talk to Rich and there's another phase, just say I could put it across the bottom or something, telling them to tune into Rich's show with you guys on it.
100%, yes.
Yeah, I think that's great because
anybody who wants to hear more and try to help, that's the main mission of Rich. What's going on with Rich helping us is for people to try to find justice. Maybe there's something that they know or can find out that we can't, and we're trying to come together as a community to help give justice to this girl.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Now, without saying it, I'm curious to ask, without saying anything, do you have her name?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. I don't need to know.
No.
Yeah, you guys keep that. But I think it's great stuff, and just keep doing your thing, man. Let's see. Ask Trinity and Courtney. I'm just trying to help. Sounds like a play. Oh yeah, no. I got you, man. No. I and like I said, the only reason why I brought that up is because I want to be able to say, if you make progress or whatever the case might be, like I said, I push them over to your show and you guys, because that's firsthand knowledge. I would just be a third guy. You know what I mean? That wouldn't do anybody any good. But I could say, hey, I know there's an update over on Rich Valdez's show. This is what the show is. This is what time it's appearing, and Trinity Paranormal Investigations will be there with an update on this cold case about a little girl that was murdered in the woods of New York, I guess, is it?
Yes.
It was long. Okay. So, I mean, I think that would be a great thing. And then we get more, like you said, more eyes, more people involved, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But I'm not trying to say, hey, come on my show and give me an exclusive. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, let me push them to you guys so you can talk about it, because
I appreciate it. You're awesome. Always like that, and want to help everybody succeed. You're always like that.
Well, thank you for noticing that. I appreciate that. And I will call.
Notice that, Mr.
Banter. Look at you getting all sassy on the show, huh? Woo, go girl. I'm going to call my mom and say, Mom, she told me I was helpful. You know what I mean? My mother still slapped me. You know what I mean? But no, I think that's kick ass. So, all right. So what we'll do here, let's see. I got 2 more pieces of evidence from you.
Yes.
Do you want to go over them?
Yes. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and then we can start some questions.
Remember that I think it was not last week's show. Oh, I don't know what show. It was a couple maybe even a couple of weeks ago, when you were talking about the shadow figure and like apparitions.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I have that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, I just need to see the picture. I don't know.
I know. Well, let me see. There's this one
Not
here.
that's.
Is that it? Or
No.
is it this one right here? This is the one I first should have picked. Is that the one? Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go over here so we can make sure we get your stuff on screen.
Lab text.
What the?
Look.
Oh shit! I just paused a little bit. Oh shit! Is that the right of that? It's in the left side door, right?
Yep.
Right where it's pointing, it's hard to see because the glare from the right side door pulls your eyes over. But if you watch towards the darkness on the left, that's a shadow figure. It looks like it's moving. Am I right? But yeah, it looks like that. Right there. Right there. He takes a step or something. You see that? It looked like he was moving to me.
Lab text.
So go slow.
Right there. I see him. See him again. See, look at it. See how I'm doing this? I'm an edit guy now. See that? I'm a techie.
Look at you. Bobby Lee's going to be like, what? I leave for you?
Yeah.
Leave you alone and look all your fanciness you're doing?
Yeah, you double clicking like a champ, Rich. Yeah, I can see it moving when you do that. Whenever you double click like that, you can actually see the movement a little bit cleaner. That's crazy. Whoa. Well, where is this place now?
Now, that's Letchworth Village in New York.
I got you. Now, what do you mean? What is a village? What does that mean? Is it like an old apartment building?
It's no, but I mean, there's actually they made it's like a little village. They had different hospitals. The intent there was to make it like a hospital, but not like a hospital setting.
Mm-hmm.
And so that patients can thrive, and then they can not be like secluded in one area in a hospital building, but they had different wards, and they were able to go outside, and they were able to farm, and learn certain things. This is for like the feeble-minded, patients that had special needs, and it just all turned to hell.
Yeah. No, it looks like
it basically did. And like any hospital, overcrowding, underfunding. They would use the different experiments on the patients. These patients were brought there, and they just nobody really had and came back, or family. It's just really sad.
Yeah, that is pretty lousy, and that's when you get all these different types of energies and stuff like that. I got a question. It's funny, nobody actually asked this, but yeah, Amityville. You ever been there? Amityville Horror House?
No, well, at Amityville, you can't investigate. But we do, because I guess they don't want investigators there. It's a private residential house now. But I did go to the harbor, which is, you can't really even stay there and investigate because there's no parking, and then the police are always there, because of that, because everybody wants to go take pictures and
right.
But I did go to the harbor, and we did do an EVP session, and then also did other equipment, but used other equipment. But that was interesting, being there. I mean, it's hard to get, it's just too much traffic, too much things that can be debunked, but we did get captures. We've gotten some, it's also on our YouTube as well.
Yeah, no, that's
never
cool.
in the inside.
No, that's cool. That's actually a good question because I didn't even, my buddy Ron from Florida asked that. And Mary brought up the Conjuring House. Mary, it's the Conjuring House where she stayed at. CONJURING Conjuring House. You can look that up online. There's all kinds of stuff about it, but make sure you got your teddy bear because it's not all fun and games.
Back with that clip that I had, there's more to it.
The shadow?
Yes.
Oh shoot! All right, sorry. I love talking to humans. I can't help it. I'm like, all these humans. All these humans are like, they want to talk to us, Courtney.
People want to talk.
They love it. I love it. And then I love Kat chiming in too, kind of pulling in different angles here. It was supposed to be a sanctuary for disabled youth into adulthood, but the state took over and it went to hell because that's usually what happens when government steps in. No politics on my show, Richard. Okay, sorry, I won't do it again. Sorry, my meds are wearing off. It's, after 6. Outside several times. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, no pocket signs everywhere. So there you go. That's a good answer. If everybody's wondering what happened in the Amityville house and what you can and can't do, you heard it here first. No parking signs, and you better go by boat. Even that's a problem. Ernie Pack, what's up, my man? You ready for Tuesday night? My first show of my second season, my man. I cannot wait. All right, cool. So let's get back to that piece of evidence that I took down prematurely.
That's okay.
Oh, same session.
Certainly none of that in the other building. It was shutting. It was shutting. It was shutting. It was shutting. Latex.
Oh, sorry, I went back. Why did it do that? There's a shadow. Well, might as well just play it all over.
No.
Right? There it is. Look at him step right there. I see him stepping right there. You almost see the knee. You can see that knee bend. Live walkthrough alone.
Certainly none of that in the other building. It was shutting. It was shutting. It was shutting. It was shutting. Latex.
That's crazy. So that
now,
go ahead. Yeah.
How thinking outside of the box, and this is just my theory. They're patients.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be unsupervised. They're supposed to be in the hospital.
On the loose.
So you see now the first one with the shadow guy, hold on. The shadow guy going and looking creeping on the outside. 2 seconds later, after that set, like the same building, I think it was, or like right after. Then now on the loose. Does the spirit know that the other spirit is on the loose?
Right, or is that the spirit that's talking?
Or talking that they're to either or.
Yeah.
Now on the loose. They got away.
Would you say the shadow figure was a gentleman and the voice was a female? Or is it hard to tell?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell, like with the shadow figure, if it was a male.
The voice is definitely a woman, right?
Yes. So, but
I got a male vibe.
How the spirit knew, or if it was the same spirit, running past and now on the loose, because the outside of the hospital where it's not supposed to be.
Right.
It's showing the intelligence of the spirits, and that was an EVP. That wasn't from equipment. That was from our phone, actually, Kat's phone.
I love that. I love the phones, like you said earlier. It's such a kick-ass piece of equipment, and and I love that the connection that you're bringing. And it's not, and if anybody's out there and you're investigating things like that, nobody's reaching here. You don't have to reach that far when you walk from here to there, and you get here to here, and you get 2 pieces of solid evidence. And that's what I always say. Like even with Sasquatch, right? Like I have stuff on here, on my phone, for instance. There's a beating of a tree outside my camper. It's all over my YouTube. It's one of the most views I have on that. And if you listen to it with headphones, as opposed to just listening to it, you can hear whatever it is approach it in a bipedal manner, like scuffling through the leaves, and then snap something like a branch, so to speak, right? It snaps a tree or a branch, and then it starts beating on another tree, I'm assuming with what it snapped off of where, prior to that. But if you don't hear, and I didn't hear it for the longest time because I didn't listen to it with headphones. If you don't hear that snap, then you just hear the beating of a tree. But if you listen twice, you actually have 3 pieces of evidence because you have something moving, you have a physical snapping of a tree, and then you have a physical, what I call an attack of another tree with that substance or whatever they broke. Where'd she go?
I'm right here.
She's leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. My phone is dying.
Her phone is dying. Well, hello and welcome to the show. There you are.
I had to turn around and get my charger.
Now you got to hold it?
Yes, it's okay.
Nice. It's all right. Let's see how long she can hold her arm out for, guys. I got 15, 17 minutes anyways. 17 minutes, I'll put it up. Anybody else got a number? I'm just kidding. We won't stay there that long. Ernie knows all about forest folk. Oh, yes, he does. Yep. I got some forest folks. So my point being was, that's 3 pieces of evidence in one clip. And it helps with the validity of it. It helps with that, oh, here we go. Hitchhiker's effect. He's been waiting for this. Have you experienced this phenomenon? Could an investigator bring one to you than you to someone else? Does it weaken the more it travels? That's interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I think also spirits, hitchhikers, spirits, whatever you want to call them, they can use you to get to the people that they want to target in the first place. So say if they can't, for some reason, can't get to this person, so they'll get to me to get to them.
Correct.
And they can, go from the energy to energy.
Do you feel they weaken as they go, or do you think they can pull off you and stay the same amount of energy?
It depends on, to me, I think that maybe if the people that maybe they don't have the energy that they need to get to that original person. So the person that they're going to has the energy they need to get to that person. That's just my thought.
I think it's a great thought. I think you answered Claude's question perfectly, Courtney, by the way. Because Claude's scary. I get it. Yeah, Claude. It's very smart dude with a lot of great questions. And, that's another great question. The hitchhiker effect. Have you experienced this phenomenon? Have you experienced anything like that? Anybody anybody in your team?
No, nothing I know. I know that there's a residential that we went to, and they lived right behind a funeral home.
Yeah.
And we believe that there was more to that, and there's evidence. That's also another clip of evidence. But we believe that there could have had hitchhiker spirits there, but that wasn't their cause. But otherwise, no, I have not experienced it.
Yeah, I got you. And Ernie brings up, I think they lose a bit with each person they pass through. I also think a residue is left. Wow. On those they interact with. I could see that. I just don't know how long it would be for. Absolutely, they can, and time is in their favor. They will pull energy from new hosts around them. Thank you, Wade. Appreciate you stopping by, man. And chiming in. I do appreciate that. It's good to see your face. Yeah, good to see him stopping by. That's great. No, I love that. I think that's a great question, Claude. You got tons and tons of experience on the side right now that you'll get the answers you're looking for. And Courtney, I think, just nailed it as well. So unbelievable. I think that's a great theory. And I've never had, I was just talking to somebody, a friend of mine, and I met him recently, and it's Shadow Side Paranormal Society up in New Hampshire. You can check out his YouTube as well. Really good guy. But we've been talking with one of his investigations. I feel that he has an attachment or a hitchhiker. And I don't think they're hitchhiking to move on. I guess that would change the term hitchhiker, right? It would be more of an attachment than a hitchhiker. But I don't know that. And that's one of the things I mentioned. I mean, maybe they're just kind of passing through. But it seems like they've been there for a little bit. And I think sometimes the hitchhiker effect can be a hitchhiker, but doesn't really find that other person to latch onto because to get to where they're going to go, so to speak. And then you get stuck with that. You know what I mean? So I think it can be that as well. And I think that the way he's been, hey, there you go, bro. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to talk your garbage on here. I couldn't help myself. This is Rich from Shadow Side Paranormal Research Society. And we were kind of discussing that, the attachment. But I was thinking now that we're having this conversation that you know, is it a hitchhiker that's supposed to pass on through somebody else? Has anybody ever heard of something? I mean, I don't know if we definitively would ever know an answer to that. You know what I mean? Does anybody have an effect like that where the hitchhiker effect hits you, becomes like an attachment, 3 weeks later it's gone, and then you know what I mean? Like how long would they last type of stuff? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of a tricky one, I think, of course, because Claude asked it. You know what I mean?
He makes you think, but that's good.
No, it is good. It is good. And I think that's a great question. So I think that, you know, a hitchhiker effect, I think if you continuously put yourself out there, it has more people to kind of jump off of you and go to that. But if you don't put yourself out there, or you go and do an investigation and take 2 weeks off at home, I think you're kind of stuck with it too, in a sense, right? Great topic. Honored. Attaching a spirit can wait months and years until the time is right. A real demon will have the wisdom of the ages. Interesting, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, just tons of knowledge, man. I just love that. Yeah, by leaving. Okay, I got you, Ernie. Yep. Talking with Wade on that. Oh, have a great night. Great Easter. Have a great week. Thank you, Sarah, for stopping by. Reach out to me on my messenger. I would like to talk to you and we could set something up. I would love to hear about your adventures and see your evidence.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe the hitchhiker had a message and will leave once heard. Wow,
That could be that definitely.
Freaking Claude. Jesus, did it again to my shit. I think it's just mind blowing. All right, let's see this. Time doesn't seem to affect spirits.
They
Gettysburg.
don't.
No, Gettysburg is a prime example. No, yeah, I think you're right. Gettysburg is a great example. You know what I mean? Gonna go to work and also attend 8 p.m. mass. But bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you and happy Easter to you as well. Thank you. But yeah, so it's I think it's great. I think it's a great theory. I think it's a great subject. Obviously, you got a lot of reaction out of that one question there. So time doesn't affect spirits. No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. Time doesn't affect the spirits. No. And I think sometimes, you know, it depends on the spirit you get in. I think we hit on this a little bit earlier. It depends on the energy you project. Those things all, I think, play into it, and what type of energy you have, and that kind of hangs out with you for a little bit as a hitchhiker or an attachment or whatever the case might be. First of all, anybody on the side, Wade, Ernie, Kat, is a hitchhiker consider? Is it an attachment or is it a hitchhiker? Is it two different things? Right?
I would think it can be. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think it can be.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm just hearing, because we use the term hitchhiker, the hitchhiker effect, I guess, the phrase or term. And I you know, why don't we just call it, you know, an attachment? I mean, is it the same? I mean, an attachment seems something that might be prolonged and kind of grinds you down and drags you down more. Whereas a hitchhiker effect might make you just feel one certain way for a shorter time. I think that's it. I'm getting a weird echo in my headset again. Every time I have a paranormal show, there's something weird happens to my headset.
Something weird.
It doesn't happen on my Tuesday shows, Courtney. Don't laugh at me.
No laughing.
I'm just kidding. Ready? I'm going to go to this next piece of evidence.
Okay.
It's the one that starts out with "I'm in here."
Okay. Before you
hands off.
Before you do that, just a little start. This was a residential. I walked away and I went into the child's bedroom. Kat, Martha, and the client were in the kitchen, so you will hear some background noise. But I went into the room and I decided to do a solo. That was my first solo as well. And these are my first EVP captures on my own.
Sweet.
So, all right. And then also there's a part, you know what, you could play it and then I can go back and I can explain.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. Ernie thinks that we're talking about the same thing for the most part. Hitchhiker attachment, residue, same principles. Gotcha. And that's what I thought. I thought it was kind of redundancy in a sense, and Richie agrees. I just called you Richie because everybody calls me Richie. I don't know why. Let's see. Here we go. What the heck? Why'd that way up there? Oh, was it that fast? No, it wasn't. Courtney walks while the team on a break. Wait, so that high pitched sound is the EVP?
I'm in here.
Yeah, no, I got you. But the high pitch, because when you
Yeah.
first hear it, it's just a high pitched sound. But
Do you want to go back?
oh no, I'm going.
That would. It's underneath the. I'm in here is underneath that. The high pitch is what you're hearing them talking like in another room.
Gotcha. So underneath that.
Underneath them
That's what I'm
chatting,
asking.
like talking.
Okay, gotcha. Because my ears are focused on that. I'm trying to clean it up in my head. Oh, there it is. Yep, I got it. Oh.
Now stop.
I stopped.
Okay.
Hands off.
Now with that is everybody pretty much knows their equipment.
Mm-hmm.
A recorder, which I had stationary on the floor. I didn't have it in my hand. My recorder does not crackle.
Mm-hmm.
It does not make it's clear. And that it being on the floor, on the ground, nobody touching it, which myself, because I'm the only one that's in there, shouldn't crackle. Right. Now, if you remember, I asked 2 seconds before that, can you take that number down to 12 point whatever?
Right.
To me, it's a direct response as well as the spirit trying to, with the crackling and even my voice crackled.
Right.
Which my voice was fine.
Right.
Crackled, and then you hear a direct response, I can't. So if you want to play that again.
Would you, is it safe to assume it's a frequency break, perhaps, causing the crackling?
I don't, I mean, to me, what I think is that the spirit, I mean, it could be a frequency break. I really, I'm not sure, but the spirit trying to manipulate my recorder as energy to take down the number on the EDI.
Gotcha. I'd left the EDI in there. Okay. Let me, Kat just said that. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring up her. I didn't want to bring up her question while we had this on screen. So I wanted to say it out loud. Here we go. Ready? All right, what? All right, so well, I think it sounds like something's not only crackling but trying to muffle as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think something like basically like covered up your recorder to me. It sounds like he's right on top of it.
Yes.
That's what
what
it sounds.
I'm saying is that right on top of the recorder, use the energy.
Gotcha.
To do that. Just my thought about it, because my crackle, my recorder does not crackle. It doesn't. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a sound at all. You know, like when it's recording, and especially that it's on the floor, solid, not in my hand. Where I was always told, try not to hold it if you can. You don't want any interference or anything. To have it stationary somewhere. Yeah. So I was sitting on the floor. I had it right next to me, and I don't know, hard to explain, but I mean, that's just my theory.
No, I think it's right on top. I think it's great. I think like maybe Rich was on the same page as us. See, I can't see. I'll do the comments right after I play this because it just gets in the way. Oh. What was that? What Was that just the end? Look, you guys got a kick-ass end. Look at this thing. Who made this thing up?
That's Kat. She does all our videos and everything. She does do a kick-ass job.
We are not alone. Nice job, Kat. That's kick-ass. That is kick-ass. So to go back here, we're going to go through the comments real quick. Ernie says what impresses him about Trinity Paranormal is that they catch amazing evidence that the average investigator might not notice upon review, but when Courtney, Kat, or any of them pointed out, it's very clear. These EVPs are a prime example, 100%, because you would just think like that was just, it sounds like almost like a wind motion if you're outside and you hear the wind hit the microphone. So for me, it sounded like something was trying to like muffle it up or like getting really close to it, like boom, you know what I mean? Because then you get that little wind effect from it approaching and it almost muffled it up. Have you thought that maybe the spirit was possibly too close? Yeah, 100%. Exactly what we're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Do we think that that's what it was? I feel that's what it was. And I'm a little rusty.
Earlier when I first went into the room, oh my God, I still remember it. Went in the room, I closed the door, it's pitch black, dark, and I felt something go, like, not felt, but like it seemed like it just went right past me, in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's where that started. I asked before, I was talking about, with spirits, there's no time, it doesn't matter. They'll answer a question that you could have asked an hour ago.
Right.
It's when they can communicate. So I had asked before, is there anybody in here with me? And then that was the first capture, but that was like earlier.
Right. I think it's great. I think you're on top of it. I think Wade just brought that up as well. Let me check this out. Richie, you're right. I think he means Richie Valdez, not me. Entity that follows you is, in my opinion, not a good spirit, and I call it an attachment. Okay, so maybe it's talking.
The hitchhiker.
Yeah. There are several levels of degrees of attachment. It does mean that the host is. It doesn't mean the host is possessed at all. They try to hover and locate and crack in. I'm getting a wicked echo all of a sudden. Stop it. I'm telling you, one night I was here, it just stopped. So one night I was here and it was going, I think it was with Drew, it was going in my ear. I'm like, what is happening? I've never had it before. To lodge in and attach. This has been after 30 years of investigations. One of my favorite topics. No, that's kick ass, man. And Wade, you're part of Nesper, correct? If you want to put that up and let the audience know too. That's for you, Ernie, I believe. Thank you. Courtney, your intuition is correct. A dark spirit can imitate and mimic animals. You're clicking. And even past relative. Oh, wow. They're using good judgment. No, absolutely. You know what's funny is I deal with a lot of that too in the woods. They talk about Sasquatch and stuff and how they mimic different animals out in the woods and I hear it sometimes, and I've even caught it where, like, for instance, me and Wojo wrote a couple weeks ago and we heard it whistling and I was mimicking with a bird back and forth. Sometimes like they copy you, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a bird. It was just like a straight whistle, almost like I caught it off guard. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't a bird. Me and Wojo were like pretty freaked out. We're like, that ain't a bird. No, that's cool. A lot of good topics and conversation here. That room is extremely active and where the client wanted us to focus on. Well, there you go. Client was right. You got to listen to your clients, man. Be surprised. Wade Kirby, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Sarah says. Well, hello, beautiful sister Courtney Peterson.
Hi, Sister Beth. Thank you for coming on.
I think Ernie has a nickname for her. I'm just guessing. I don't know if that's who he's talking to, but it went for
yes.
Okay. Cool. Very much. Hugs to you too, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on, Sarah. That was nice of you.
That was awesome. When we're talking about hitchhikers, it reminded me of a streetwalker that was complete. Yes. Out of place, Route 27, Bryantville in the 90s. Whenever I saw her face driving by, I saw a demon. But there was actually quite a history to that case in Pembroke, Massachusetts. There was a hitchhiker that when you were hitchhiking, there was one that drove around, and then on Route 44 in the Bridgewater Triangle, there was another one. That's a hitchhiker, but not the circular effect. But yes, you're right. I remember that story, Ron. Nesper, yes. Taught by Mr. and Mrs. Warren 38 years ago. Awesome, man. No, I appreciate you coming by and sharing your knowledge. That's always appreciative in here. Okay. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I'm going to repeat
That's
that.
Beth. That's about Beth.
Okay.
I'm like, I could see somewhat. So I'm like looking, and I saw a parathug. That's Beth.
All right. I thought it was an inside joke, but I wasn't sure, and I wasn't going to yell out Parapeca. I just did. Damn it, you got me, Rich. That's awesome. No, I'm glad to see everybody enjoying themselves and coming together. I think it's good stuff. It's what we're all about. You're very welcome. Yep. Awesome. Sarah says that. Let's see. Do we think spiritual beliefs, Rich got me, he's laughing, beliefs affect our ability to collect evidence? For example, a Wiccan will inspire an elemental more than a Christian or Catholic will experience a demon more than an atheist. I don't know if I read that right because it kind of ran on. Do we think
repeat that?
I'm going to try.
I can't really see it.
No, I got this. This will probably be our last question, so I want to make sure I get it right and we all can have at it. Do we think spiritual beliefs affect our ability to collect evidence? For example, a Wiccan will inspire an elemental more than a Christian or Catholic will experience a demon. No. More than a Christian. Oh, wait, I said or a. Oh, my God, I'm stupid. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I have 83 kids. Anytime it goes wrong, I blame it on the 83 kids. So, for example, a Wiccan will inspire an elemental more than a Christian. Or a Catholic will experience a demon more than an atheist. That's what it says. Sorry. So, I don't know. Do we think spiritual beliefs affect our ability? No, but I do believe this. I do believe with your spiritual beliefs, whatever way you believe is the way sometimes your human side is going to direct you to go, for instance, right? Right. So if I'm brought up a certain way, I hear this, somebody comes over and scratches me as a demon. I got to go get, the priest to get rid of the demon. You know what I mean? As opposed to like the Wiccan with the elemental, blah, blah, blah. But they're all good. Some are good and some are bad, except the demon. A demon is a demon, right? I mean, do you get what he's saying? Ouch.
Kind of, but not really. I'm like sitting here like trying to like see. I'm like, I'm not getting it.
Claude kind of came back to get you.
We are having a problem. I'm like trying to
I love it. I love it. No, I see what he's saying. So the different spiritual beliefs could lead you to different types of evidence, so to speak, right?
Well, if you say it that way, yeah.
Right. So I think the example he was using was an elemental, inspiring elemental more than a Christian will because you're a Wiccan. Do you know what I mean? So
yes.
All right. So that I get that part. Or a Catholic will experience a demon more than an atheist would. I know that part I don't agree. I think it's two separate things as far as your example goes, Claude, because I think a demon is a demon is a demon. He doesn't give a shit who you are, what you believe in. And if he's there and he's active, I don't think it's just going to stir up just because of any kind of right?
I don't know, and I'm not sure about that, but if like an atheist doesn't really believe.
So if you don't believe it don't exist?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Like, I mean, not that it doesn't exist, but why would a demon come after an atheist? Like a demon would come more after, like, because to me, like a Catholic, and especially like a demon would be going after God. So God's best defense, for helping is a Catholic. This is how I'm looking at it. And if I'm wrong,
I see what you mean. I see your angle.
A he's going to try to go after, the demon's going to try to go after the Catholic over the atheist because the atheist doesn't really believe in God. So he's not going to help.
Right. But then you're talking about a situation where you have to have an atheist and a Christian or a Catholic in the same room, right?
Or a same location.
Right.
Or it doesn't even it could just be anything in general, hypothetically.
I think one part of it I agree with you on. If I'm a demon and I'm swooping down and I see a Catholic priest commit, yeah, I'm definitely going to attack him. I'm going to pick him over anybody else, probably. Just as if I'm a medium and I'm left open. A lot of times I get subject to attack. You know what I mean? So I have to be careful when I go out and investigating. I haven't done it in a long time between that and the kids. For me, it's frightening at times because I don't have total control over everything. But I think that the different beliefs definitely can help you collect different evidence. But I think it's because we target ourselves in certain ways. For one, on the human element side, we believe a certain way, so we're going to look for a certain thing, right? Something in our comfort zone. But I think also if a demon is in a room with just an atheist, I don't think the demon gives a shit. You know what I mean? If you're just an atheist, you know what I mean? For me.
Well, that's the whole problem, that the demon's not really going to care. Like the atheist, to me, in comparison from the Catholic, he's basically on the same side or like in between with the demon.
Right.
Not saying that atheists are demons. I'm not saying that. I'll be next. Like, who's saying atheists are demons? No, but but if you have a Catholic, if you have, or any faith, I mean, honestly, if you believe in God, you are like the closest and the closest to God, as in like defense. Like, you're his warrior, say. I mean, and so what is the best way? The demon's going to come after you to try to knock you down so he can get to say God or to put it down. I don't know. That's what I think.
No, I don't know. I think
we're
you're
going
right.
Into Claudisms.
Claudisms. You got a name now, bro.
I don't know. That's just, I mean,
no, I think
breaking it down, that's what I kind of think.
No, Wade chimed in along the same lines of what you're saying. A demonic knows your past and future and your beliefs, and they will use it into the effect you more effectively. So yeah, I can see that portion of it. But I think if there's a demon in a certain location as well, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. How do you associate a demon anyway? So you have to start there, really. Do you get strats when you got the 3 marks of the Trinity and you go through all that stuff and how's that work? And you know what I mean? So you kind of have to identify the demon anyways in the first place, don't you? To find, because there's a lot of dark entities out there that like to mimic demons as well and act like they're more than what they are. I've seen that before as well in certain investigations. So
well, that's also like a whole nother issue. But
I agree. I have a lot of issues.
You definitely do. But so do I. So it's okay. That's why we get along very well.
I love it. That's beautiful. Ernie says, I think as an investigator, we must be open to and educated in a variety of belief systems so that we are not limited by spiritual bias.
Yeah.
I understand that. But yeah, I think there's listen, this is a great big vast world out here, I think he's saying base beliefs affect receptions. No, I got you. And also what Wade said, you know what I mean? A demon ain't gonna come into battle without knowing its enemy every which way, inside and out. Trust me.
Well, it's like the demon knows, like, technically, this guy doesn't believe, like, I don't really have to worry about the demon, the atheist, and he's just, I got him kind of like under my arm, he's not a threat to me.
Right.
If you're talking into God, I mean, if you're
right.
going.
No, I got you. Yeah. And Sarah is a Catholic exorcist. Father Chad Ripperger, a Catholic exorcist from Denver, Colorado, and other Catholic exorcists said that they like to affect people no matter your beliefs and religions. So, and I believe Sarah Sarah can actually talk about that more on. Have you seen more on that? Have you seen her on my show before? I believe it's her husband or somebody that is an exorcist, Catholic exorcist. So, it's kind of crazy. And that would be a great conversation to have her and Wade on the show, maybe mixed in with some Claude questions. I think that would be good, kind of going back and forth. That would be crazy.
And then you got Rich, who's a demonologist. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Nope. What was that? Did you hear that?
No.
Stop. All right. I can't do this no more. This ghost show. Every Saturday, I got something going on in my freaking ears. I'm not kidding you.
It's got voices in your head.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry. Thanks. Thank you for helping.
You're
Hi.
welcome.
Hello, Bonnie Gurney. How are you this evening? Yes, there it is. I'm a Catholic demonologist, and also my partner, Ed, demonologist Eddie the Third. Demonologist Eddie the Third. See this, Wade? Wow, we could have fun with this stuff, guys. So totally. We could have fun with that. We got to get Wade and Sarah on the show, I think. Now, Courtney, what do you think? That'd be so fun. Did you have a good time, Courtney?
Yes.
I mean, you did kick ass. And you were nervous?
And I was nervous.
Shit, you're a natural. Just chill. Just chill and breathe. Soon you'll have your own podcast. And everybody will tune in.
No.
Let's see. Beth says, as a person that doesn't shit, I would go record that. All right, what? Could you read that out loud for me? Can you see that?
I can't even see.
No. Could you? I mean, is there a correction here?
A person.
It doesn't.
Maybe give a shit. I don't know.
It's your friend. I didn't want to put her on the spot. I just says that a person that doesn't shit. I mean, congratulations for not shitting. We kept it on the rails this whole time, Courtney, and your friend came in and just threw it right off the rails. I would go record that demon. I would to go record that demon isn't going to knock on your door and ask you if you want to go have a drink. Are you? Hey, Beth, can you type that over? Because I'm starting to wonder that. I'm starting to think you did go have a drink or 10. Isn't going to knock on your door and ask you if you want to go have a drink. She's like, I'm sick of shit, freaking drinking stuff and demons. Thank you.
No, Beth pulled a Todd.
Oh, man. Rich goes, you okay, Beth? Non-drinker, me too, Beth. I've been clean and sober since September 21st, 1997. Thank you very much.
Proud of you for that.
Thank you. Almost 27 years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great show. I found some cool things out. Thank you, Mary. I love you, Mary. Happy Easter, my sister. One of the most
Thank you for being here with us. I appreciate it.
Mary knew me back on my street days. I was homeless at 14. Mary gave me her and her husband's couch many times, and they're my family, man. Beth, blink if you need help. Let's let this play out a minute. Oh, that's freaking kick ass. Woo, as a person that don't drink or shit. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with that. Courtney, you did amazing. I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We have a very knowledgeable side. All kinds of conversation over here. All kinds of love going out to you. Thank you so much for that. It has been an awesome show, and that's why I talk to text sucks. Don't ever talk. I tried texting my mom one time. I will never do it again. Let's just leave it at that. My mom had questions. So, no, you did absolutely amazing, and I love you. I love all your friends that came in. You guys are great. Thank you. Please come back. Pleasure to meet you too, Kat. I'm gonna follow your work, and I'm already liked and subscribed to your YouTube anyways. Obviously through Courtney, but I'm gonna keep an eye on you guys, man. I love what you're doing. I love where your heart is. I love where your spirit is and where your soul is, and just do the right thing for that little baby girl, man, because you know, I want to get up off this chair right now and go looking and start punching dudes. You know what I mean? So because I don't like that shit, you know. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. You are awesome, and I love having you here, and I would love to have you on the show sometime and check out your work as well. So love you. Rich says, love you, Courtney. Great show. You too. Thank you, guys. You guys made it a great show as well.
Love you too, Utah.
Yes, Trinity Paranormal. I'll be checking you out. Make sure you say goodbye to your side, Courtney.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming on and listening to me.
Yes, thank you. And Trinity Paranormal Investigations, is it only on YouTube, or do you guys have other sites? Let it out.
Trinity Paranormal Investigations of Long Island is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram is Trinity_paranormal.
Excellent. Trinity_paranormal. Pay attention to that, people.
That's for Instagram, and then the rest of the names are for Facebook and YouTube.
Outstanding. You're absolute did a kick-ass job. And we are Get Haunted on the Get Haunted Network. Would you like to say the new GHPPP thing?
GHPPP?
What does that
Are
say?
you down
What Get
with
Haunted?
PPP?
Are you
Are you down with GHPPP?
Are you down with GHPPP? We'll do Oh yeah. Anyways, listen, this has been a kick-ass show. I knew my friend Courtney would kick some ass. She's an amazing person. As you can see on the side, she gets tons of love, and that's well earned and she's well respected.
I love everybody, and thank you so much for everybody coming on to the podcast, listening to me and my friend Richie B.
Yes,
that rhymed. Wow.
I think yes, you're right. It does. So hey, listen, check me out, man. I'm gonna be I'm on TikTok, Banter Richie B. I'm on Instagram, Banter Richie B. Like and subscribe to my YouTube, please. We're at $2.99.
I think you're like one more till 300.
I'm at $2.99, man. I need that 300. Somebody be that 300, man. Like and subscribe to my page. A lot of cryptid stuff on there, but I am slowly getting back into the paranormal world. I have a few investigators, friends that want to get me back out there, get my feet wet again. I have to really practice closing myself off because it can be very dangerous. So I'm just a little nervous, but I'm going to get back out there and do it. And it's one of my very first passions in life, as my grandmother approached me when I was young. I want to say I love you to my son Jack in heaven, and his ashes are on my wrist. He is the passion and the reason why. Thank you. We love you, man. He's the reason why that kind of brought me back to this and got me to follow my passion. So I always want to remember that. So the second Tuesday is this Tuesday, excuse me. Ernie and Denise Pack will be on. We'll be talking some cryptid and probably a bunch of other stuff as well. And then the following Saturday, my next paranormal show. You ready for this, Courtney?
I'm ready.
All right. I have Michael John from the Paranormal Voice on my show.
Nice.
I am super stoked to have him, man.
Yeah.
Super stoked to have him, and then we'll get Dale in here as well. So
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with Courtney and I. We appreciate you. Get over to the Get Haunted Network. Check out all my fellow podcasters and friends. A lot of them you saw on the side here today. They have some kick-ass shows. They have tons of experience. They do what they love with passion. Thank you, Courtney Peterson, once again.
Thank you, Richie. Richie
everybody,
B.
Richie B with the PPP.
GHPPP.
Richie B with the GHPPP. We're out.